going to show you some results which you're going to be gobsmacked. Your jaw will hit the ground. This is Bill Gillespie. I mentioned that I've been in the glutathione space now for 18 years. Well, many years ago, this gentleman who started tracking himself as a powerlifter in the USA from 23 years of age right through to today, we had him on a glutathione precursor right here. And it's interesting. He went out and busted the world records. That was his highest lifts he'd ever done. And then he continued to use that precursor. But as he got older, the results started to dwindle. And if you talk to any powerlifter, they'll tell you, you can't lift more at 60 than 50 if you're already on some sort of supplementation. Well, let me show you. We wondered what would happen 10, 11 years later if we got Bill to take this form of glutathione delivery. And boom, the results. Let's check it out. 1,129 pounds. You can see the day that we gave him the product, it started to increase immediately. So here he was at 62 years of age, and Bill went out and busted all the world records in terms of the bench press at 513 kilograms, which is just phenomenal. Now, I just did a rotacuff injury myself at the gym, and that was on 70 kilograms, just so we're putting it in some sort of perspective. Phenomenal results. Now, Bill was our early poster boy for Neumi when we launched, showing that categorically, if you use this delivery method, you can amplify the results of something he was already using in the past. Then we started to get the word out, and I'm going to now give you a very quick introduction to Janessa Curtis. She is a world champion powerlifter and personal trainer in the USA as well. She's back-to-back 2 times world champion with 6 world records under her belt. And she says, I highly recommend Neumi because it helps with building strength and recovery. And this is a quick video she put out. Have a listen to this.
I want to do another shout out to Neumi. This is a supplement company supplement that I use. It's glutathione, and it helps with recovery. And let me tell you, this was game changing. Love it. Highly recommend it. And it's fantastic if you're an athlete or if you're just a person who wants to recover. It's a supplement that our body naturally makes, but we stop making it as we're getting older, and it starts reducing, which is why we start having muscle loss in our body. So again, really grateful for Neumi for the supplements that they've given me, and they've helped me with recovery and building my strength. So huge shout out to them.
Right. Now, since she did this, you'll probably notice the little logo on the screen here, which is True Shield. We're really excited to say that we also now have True Shield certification. What is that? Well, if you're an Olympian or an elite athlete, anti-doping is a very important thing for you. And True Shield is one of the most respected people who deal with WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, and they are testing our product. They have tested our products in batch testers. It's now listed there as completely safe. So it doesn't matter whether you're competing for the Olympics or whether you're just a mum and dad, you know that you can take our product knowing that it is very safe for from that perspective. So moving on, let's give you lots of feedback. Now, this is actually Natalie Jenkinson, who is a 4 times Australian women's boxing champion. And she was one of the people we gave the product to back when we first launched Neumi. And she said, if the one in the middle there, you can read the whole testimonial yourself, but the key point I want you to read is here. By day 13, I was training better than I did in years. Swish gave me back the endurance and recovery I had in my elite fighting years. Phenomenal. Some people look at this and say, but that's great, but you know what? I'm a vegan, or I'm a, whatever. I eat clean green veggies. I won't notice your product. Well, Alexander Glover is a vegan triathlete, and he says, I immediately noticed when the product was in my body with focus and brain clarity. But here's the key point. After the first 4 days, I had a tremendous increase in energy, even had a disinterest in coffee. And then week 1, my performance, my running speed, my muscle strength, all became noticeably better, and the recovery was better as well. Now, moving on to New Zealand, this is actually a good friend of mine and one of our Neumi members, Greg Dixon. In his 20s, Greg used to do half-day cycling events, and he'd be spent, no more energy left in the tank. Now at 57, he says, because of NutraSwish, I'm able to go out and do multiple days of riding and still have energy to spare as well. Now, you notice we saw on one end, 62 years of age, Bill Gillespie, and then we saw a very young powerlifting female. Doesn't matter how old you are. So I decided to test this on my son. Now, I'm not a powerlifter by any stretch of the imagination, but my son is actually a 24-year-old powerlifting athlete, personal trainer, and gym manager. And you can see here in the middle, he says 4 weeks into using squish around training, as well as post sessions, more personal bests, including hitting his highest deadlift. And he's continued to go on and bust some more records as well. Now, we recently started a sports testimonial test in Australia and New Zealand, and this is one of the first feedbacks that came out. This guy was one of the most skeptical people I've ever heard from. His name's Ben from Sydney. He's an MMA gym owner. And this is the key point in the middle. He said, after taking Neumi for just 3 days, I definitely experienced an uplift in my cardio. In fact, I was able to go 20 minutes in the ring with one of the fittest MMA fighters I know, and I normally wouldn't last more than 5 minutes. So guaranteed to prove results to that guy. Then we also have around the world, because of our project in Australia, started to attract testimonials from other people in the world. So Nagy Arnold in Romania came back, and you'll see the bit in the middle here. He said, before Neumi, I saw talented athletes struggle with fatigue, slow recovery, lingering soreness. Since using Neumi and into my own routine and recommending to the fighters, the change has been incredible. During training stays strong, the energy stays strong from start to finish. His focus is sharper, his recovery time's dramatically faster, his athletes are bouncing back quicker, training harder, and staying injury-free longer as well. So all the sporting codes. Let's move into running. This is one of the first people we got feedback from our recent sports test in Australia, Brad Robinson. And in the middle here, you see, he says, despite a run being 400 meters long than his previous time trial, I still managed to take 7 minutes off the overall time. Real signs the product is supporting his performance. This is crazy. Now you'll see just an everyday gym goer. This is Sky from Mandurah, and she said her training sessions feel stronger than ever. She's increased all her lifts this week. Recovery between workouts has noticeably improved, even whilst being hit by a bug. She's bounced back incredibly fast. Now, just briefly